Is this your handwriting?
Yes, it is.
Is it its measurements? Is it for the wall and the handrail and things?
Yeah.
So did you put wallpaper over that, or did you just paint over it?
I painted over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was yes. What we had there, the numbers you can see on there were the code letters, or the new alphanumerics, which I did when I was when I was creating the data rail, because of course I bought the data rail in several, I think it might have been about 7 or 8 long lengths, and you know the way I'm keen not to waste material. I did a fairly careful planning in advance of which pieces I was going to cut for each length. And these you can see on there are E5 and E6 were 2 pieces of these the data rail, possibly in fact, but of course I didn't in the end make the data rail come down like that. I made this mock newel post and finished it on there, so pieces E5 and E6 never got cut from the data rail, or if they did, they were then discarded.
Do you want to show me how you made that newel post and everything with the bits?
Yeah. The bottom piece was made to go round the end of the original skirting board. I say skirting board, it's actually stone skirting on these stone stairs. But I made this mock piece which then fitted over that, and the half round goes in there.
Well, that's funny.
The half round piece goes there, and there was then the top piece cut to form the ending for the data rails that came down there.
So these are the actual pieces, are they?
These are the actual pieces.
Before they were painted?
Before they were painted.
Oh, that's weird. It's weird you can kind of look at them in this sort of detail now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that made from that upright, half round upright, is actually made from 2 quadrants, which were difficult to stick together accurately, but I planed it. The greater inaccuracy was at the top, which is quite fortuitous, because it then means, because in getting it smooth, has slightly reduced the diameter of the top, so it does taper very, very imperceptibly towards the top. But that was purely fortuitous.
Yeah.
And as you can see now, that's glued in place and just looks like a half newel post.
What about the top of it?
Finishing the top of it was a piece which happened to be vaguely the right size, and I've trimmed it down so that it looks right relative to the. I trimmed it down so that it looks right relative to the bottom post, and did the detailing on the top, which was basically again fiddling around with pieces which I had to get something that looked right.